Welcome back to Black Skies Reviews. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at another G.I. Joe 1/18 scale O-ring style action figure. This is G.I. Joe. That's right, you heard me, the codename G.I. Joe, also known as Joe Colton. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the figure. We're going to talk about Colton, a little bit of his backstory. This figure was released in 2006. He was part of the Viper Lockdown set. So let's get right into the character. Like I said, his code name is G.I. Joe. His file name is Joseph B. Colton. His primary military specialty is he's the XO, which is an executive officer. His secondary military specialty, combat infantry, birthplace, Central Falls, Rhode Island. Social Security number 103-31-HA27. His grade is 0-10. He's the man. So Mr. Colton, he's a graduate of West Point. G.I. Joe rose through the ranks and distinguished himself as an outstanding soldier. He was recruited by Special Forces and became a Green Beret, participating in covert missions in trouble spots around the world. Soon he was the most sought-after expert on secret operations and successfully led many of the most challenging missions ever conducted. Now, with the rise of Cobra's organization, it became apparent that a special team was needed to fight this dangerous threat. G.I. Joe was chosen to form this elite force, and the G.I. Joe team was born. G.I. Joe himself retired from the team and disappeared from the official military roster. But unofficially, he is the head of a secret strategic defense initiative installation whose lead scientist is none other than G.I. Jane, which we'll be taking a look at in another video. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So his motto is duty, honor, and country. There's not just words. They're the way to live your life. Now, officially, this is the version 2 of G.I. Joe. It's more of a modern attempt in that time frame to bring him back into the line. He actually came with a couple of accessories. He has 2 revolvers, a large machine gun, and a stand. But before we get to that, we will definitely take a look at the figure. Alright, so here he is. He has his red beret on with a black trim around it. Light brown hair. He is sporting a beard in this version of Joe Colton. Pretty decent. Eyes are not painted the best, in my opinion. For his upper body, basically has a camo green and black attire. He has pretty much just a silver zipper here in the front for the upper part with a white t-shirt underneath showing through his the front there. He has a brown belt, a silver belt buckle, goes all around the back. For his legs, he does have sculpted in, built into the leg, pistol holsters on both sides, kind of give you a cowboy or a Wild Bill feel to this character. His pants pretty much, is the green and black camo. Then he has his brown boots throughout. Looks pretty cool for the most part. I'm just glad they have the green, stay true to the green. The original G.I. Joe had the just a plain green suit. For materials, these are a softer plastic than the original O-ring. This is an O-ring style figure. For the articulation of this figure, can move his head a little bit forward and back, and then you have you probably could get a 360 around, but I don't want to break the figure. He's had him for a long time. I'm about comfortable going side to side like that with it. Arm rotates 360 all the way around. Arms can go way up beyond the T pose. And then we do have the elbow swivel 360 there. Bendable 90-degree elbow. And then the hands do swivel around 360 also. There's no hinges or anything in the hands on these guys. They haven't gotten there yet, way back then. So we're kind of lucky to have, you know, the 50th anniversary figures and the 30th anniversary figures. I think this were Pursuit of Kobe figures were some of the best White Scout figures we got, next to the original O-ring style figures. But he's pretty cool for what he's worth. He sits like a champ. He can split his legs pretty good, farther than you would expect for an O-ring figure. Pretty cool. This way too. He has 9-degree bendable knee, and that's it for the articulation of the lower half of the figure. Nonetheless, I like the figure. Kept him out of that set. Looks very cool. I like him. He has a nice presence on my shelf. For his weapons, it comes with this very large machine gun. Very nice. Just a flat piece of plastic, and they're very nice and firm where it needs to be. Obviously, it's a little flexible, but not today's standards. It's actually better. But being the design, you're going to get a little bit of flexibility there. And this figure, he can hold the figure quite well. He can hold the weapon quite well. See him hold himself, right? That'd be funny. It'd be impossible. There's a trigger finger there. So he can put his finger inside the trigger. It's pretty good. And then, of course, if you wanted to, you can get that dual-handed wield. I'm more likely going to knock it out because I'm trying to look through the camera. But you can get it. I'm not going to force it right now. So there he looks like. Looks very good. So he has that at his disposal. And then we're going to take this out of his hand for a second, because I want to take a look at his other two weapons that kind of go together, which I think is a cool feature for this figure. He has two black revolvers right here. That looks cool. There's nothing really fancy about them, just this black plastic. Decent old school cowboy revolvers. And then I don't remember how he holds these, but it's been a while since I've actually had him out with him. Yeah, looks like he's not going to stay very well. His hands, fortunately. There's one. He doesn't have the trigger finger on this hand, so it's not going to look as nice to today's standards. Yeah, that one's kind of wide. So that's unfortunate. But he can put him here on his side, like so. And I think they protrude to the bottom there, because there is a hole to help hold him in. Yeah, there you go. See it coming through the bottom there. So that one's pretty well in there. So this is definitely an example of, Hasbro's QC should be checking out accessories before they just go ahead and assign them to a figure, approve them, and then put them into production. And then we have these issues when we get our figures. So yeah, looks pretty good. That one I don't want to push too far in. I'm not sure what's going on. Just you'll get the idea of what it looks like, basically. This is an older style figure, so as you can see it right there, just can't get the, there you go, pop right through. That works better. Yeah. Alright, well there's your G.I. Joe, the man that started G.I. Joe, Mr. Colton. Alright, I just wanted to do like a kind of a O-ring style figure, so we can keep the love out there in our Joeverse with all the attention to the classified figures, which are great, but we need to have both 1/18 scale and 1/12 scale in our universe. So let's get it going, guys. Come on, Hasbro. And yeah, I forgot about to show you his stand. Here's this black stand. And he stands on that stand pretty good, I think. Yep. So there he goes. Back up on the shelf. And waiting for some new comrades. So if you like the 1/18 scale figures, hit the thumbs up. Show your support for the 1/18 scale. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Comment down below what you think about anything you want to talk about. As always, we'll see you in our next review.